So, okay, pardon. I was gonna do this. I'm gonna do this probably later again from the beach or something with a different layout. But figured I have to do a little recap regarding because I've been kind of a little nutty, cuckoo, maybe a little psychotic, on the webs, So okay, part of it is you could kind of excuse everything to say, hey. It's all a movie. I'm writing a movie. This is just, you could entertain any kind of idea if you're just writing a movie. You're just a weird movie writer, So, but then eventually, what if you actually want to make some movies one day? People would be like, he's the dude who says weird shit. Why would we want to make movies with him? He's got the weirdest ideas. Nobody's going to make those movies. So when I'm like, I got to hone it back. Okay. So, I got to be like, okay. So, first, apologies for anybody that I may have freaked out too much or offended, because as I was also pondering origins and ideas of maybe also immigration ideas and things of DNA, stuff like DNA, maybe like aliens, God, like all these mythologies, stuff like this. So and like all the potential stuff, but also, and I think slowly what I came to terms with, and see, I don't want to close the book because this is why I wrote this stuff. So because I don't want to get too sidetracked. But part of it is what the passing of rest in peace, our grandfather, Nikolai's father, Mikhail. So because I realized that it is once you through immigration, it's only when you bury the first person gets buried, that's when you land. Otherwise, you're just kind of floating. You're floating. It's only then you're like, okay, now you've landed. Because it's not about because otherwise you're just passing through. If let's say none of the people that got here passed away. Let's say that, but basically, those are two things. But basically, yes, I was checking out not just what is an ego, what is our image of self, the limits on maybe trust, social network trust, disillusion of self, recreation of self. But I do want to thank my folks for creating me and bringing me here, because some of my best, if not my best traits that make me myself, who I am, is from my folks. Basically being hyper observant. Yes, this is to see, to paint, to be able to paint is to see, right? So to draw and stuff like this. So from my pops, this is where I got also mechanics, cars, right? So just the being able, because you have to hear the engine, right? Oh, the engineer has an engine ear, for he can hear an engineer. Upcycling, stuff like this, right? So, I mean, it's like, you got some stuff. What else are you going to do with it? You're going to do something else with it. So it's just cool. You're upcycling now. Experiments. I love experimenting with stuff, but I realize that people are not that we experiment on people, but there is a, because there's, in a sense, I talk fast and I talk a lot and I'm not patient enough, or I'm not meditative enough, but in the background, I realize even though I'm doing that, in the background, I am also studying. So, it's just I don't know, it helps me bridge stuff, where painting is cleaning, right? So, it's, this is where, when you start dissolving different things, and I think this is where it happens when you have a successful unity, where, I'm in a Mazda 88. This is, I know it's a lot of random words now, but this, MX-6 that I got, right? So I got this car, and, 88 is the year that my folks met, fell in love, and that's the unity occurred. So, and I feel sometimes when I study their bond, I'm like, oh, it's a strange bond, because it's they're so specific in their own self. But I'm like, wow, but that's technically when the engine, it's a balance, it's a balance, so in a sense, one person can only do what they're doing if the other person is doing this other stuff, so it's like a puzzle piece thing, so, and because I've been also entertaining the idea of what is marriage and this stuff, and I feel, it's extremely powerful concept, so, but the things that, my mom's great with flowers and plants and green thumb stuff. She cooks stuff, it's amazing. And I think, and she writes poetry, so I'm looking to pull some more poems out of her, maybe do some movies, so, my baby mama also, Sarah, yes, big ups, she writes, she's great, hoping to also link up with her to get some, maybe some movie script. There's just some ideas out, because there's so much other stuff going on, but this is more of a shout out just to my folks, because, I feel like Yeah, I mean, it's they do so much for me. They still like, even though I'm like, I do so much crazy stuff all the time, like, or I'll just like be mad weird and like out in the middle and like, in my brain, just like kind of philosophizing, but part of that, I think part of that is also, maybe I was trying to shock them to be like, hey, like, what's up, like, let's wake up now, and like so to be like, also to realize that to lower their guard, not their guard but fear, like that love is large, right, and that fear is also really powerful. So it's we got to lower the fear, and maybe like, be more, take more logical risks, but yeah, gratitude. I mean, on myself too. I'm like, well, because aside from just my profession, the job that I'm in, there's I learned so much from my pops bringing me into the scenic world, stuff like this. So realizing that yeah, it's only it can only get cooler. I mean, also plein air. I mean, just like, the painting. So and I think that's the thing now, is like trying to do schools, or like, looking to, like, he's already doing some lessons up north. But I would like to do film. Like our own, produce some films, do some ideas like this. And this is all these dreams and cool things are only possible if from I guess the things that I've learned, and yeah, big ups to my folks, the fam and the wider fam, and big ups to the community that is that's been collaborating and supporting and stuff like this. There's a lot more to do. There's a lot of work to do, a lot of work to be done. I'm in New York City now, like pretty much for the foreseeable, like most of my foreseeable future, at least for until maybe December, like through the winter. I'll be around, like, probably on the weekends sometimes. Down to do tattoos, holla, hit me up, like, and stuff like this. And yeah, I'll catch y'all around, maybe I'll do like a cooler, deeper recap at the beach. Peace.